the world's number one top search engine. Currently, DOJ of America, you literally filed a case and ruled Google, where they said in 218 pages, where they clearly said like Google is the predominant search engine in the world. Whenever you have purchased a phone or whenever you have looked at any phone, you would find that Google has already installed there by default. Why does it happen? And by the way, does Google really pay certain amount of money to these phone companies to install this search engine by default on their device? So let's start this conversation. What is the conflicts and how did that thing happen? By the way, if you will find this content quite attractive and if you will find this content quite informative, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it and like it and share with your loved ones. So recently what happened, as I said, like 286 page judgment issued after nearly 4 years, because the trial was in process more than 4 years, and after 4 years Amit Mehra, and he is the you can say the judge of a district court in America, and adding that just forward he said about that Google ruling that it has acted as one, and said only forward Google is a monopolist. That was written by Amit Mehta. Google handles around 90% of search queries in America, including 19% of those on mobile phones, forming the foundations of the world's largest advertising business. People use it partly because it is good at finding things. It is right, because whenever we talk about search engine, why Yahoo did not become quite famous. Yahoo would have become quite famous if people would have been using it for the long time. But why did Google become quite famous? Just because of the compatibility, just because of the easiness of this, you can say Google search engine. And you might have seen like it is very easy to use by those people who are even uneducated, and those who are not tech savvy. They are quite they are quite friendly with Google. They can even become quite friendly with Google if they would open Google, and they would find like, yeah, Google is giving them an interface where they can really search, or if they are literally unaware of how to write something on a keyboard, they can even use the mic where they can say something and it can be converted into text, and they can get the context whatever they have been looking for like on Google. So this is the best part that makes Google predominant company around the world. So the Google homepage is available in 80 languages, by the way, and at present Google generates the highest revenue through SEE. That's what we call search engine advertising. SEO helps website climb higher in Google's organic results. Nearly 60% of all searches on Google come from mobile phones. This is the recent study finds on November in November 2023. Google has about 19% of worldwide market share. Google has market share of about 85%. January 2023. On September 15, 1997, the domain google.com was registered, and later Google registered a lot of domains after that. Beside the Google domain, it has also registered all kind of misspelling. Google was not that much famous, but since we have got mobile phone, and since we have started using Google phone, and Google has already been installed on every single device, even though in iPhone, which is one of the expensive device in the world in handset, when we can see that Google is by default installed over there. That means, look at that, definitely Google has paid them. Google pays them an enormous amount of money for doing it. So today Google has 12.2 million followers on Twitter. If you want to stay up, you can just really go and search on Google like some amazing facts and mind-blowing facts about Google. Do you know, like in 1997, Google literally wanted to sell itself to Yahoo for 2 million amounts of money, and Yahoo initially declined the offer, but later tried to reconsider by offering 3 billion in 2002. Just look at that. Google wanted to sell itself in 1997 to Yahoo for 2 million, but Yahoo initially denied it, and just few years later Yahoo conceded, and you can say pampering, or like you can say persuading or urging Google to sell itself for 2 billion amount of money. Just imagine how much it has grown. So Google rival backed America, and by the way, DOJ, which has been ruling over, you can say, like Google for the last 4 years. This like institution has not even let, you can say, Apple company. They also persuaded Apple, they also dragged Apple into court in 2002. And like the DOJ have long complained that such deals give the consent, and there are a lot of multi millionaire and billionaire company in the US. They were complaining against Google that somehow our search engines are not getting promoted because Google is the one which is dominating the whole online market, and by default it is paying the, you can say, other companies to just give or provide the Google search engine by default on their devices. And for that, Google is paying enormous amounts of money to iPhone, so, or Apple, or any other applications, or any other phone you can buy. The Federal Trade Commission's, another trust busting watchdog, has filed claims against Meta and Amazon. The DOJ's victory over Google has held by pundits as the most important verdict in tech regulation since Microsoft was found guilty of monopolistic practice in 2001. So markets were less first, and by the way, like share price of Alphabet's Google parenting company fell by only 2% on the news. It will not bother Google because it is not the first time, and these companies who, like who are calling themselves the multi-billionaire companies, they will keep barking about Google, but they can't do anything of Google. Just why? Because Google is dominating the market, Google will be dominating the market, and Google were dominating the market. The reason why Google is dominating the market, which is money. Do you remember one of the famous quote I heard about it? Like, one famous person was saying, I see my competitors in this way. I try to defeat my competitors. If I can't defeat the competitors, then I will buy my competitors. So this is the, you can say, core value that Google still follows. If you will come up in the way of Google, they will literally buy you. And Google does not own only one company, Google itself. It has like YouTube and Alphabets and many more, like platform, you can say, like Google wants. And the second one, the most observed, think of a big structural like prescriptions, such as separating Google's Android operating system from the rest of the company is unlikely. Another potential remedy would be to force Google to share its search data with rivals to help them train their own algorithm. The company is already obliged to do this in the European Union under the Digital Marketing Act passed in 2022. So, according to the Digital Markets Act in the European Union, Google has to share its search information with its rival, so they can really learn how does algorithm work, and they can advance themselves into this technological field. And that's what Digital Markets Act said. It is the same thing that sharing my secret recipe, that how do I make Coca-Cola. It is absolutely ridiculous. But under American law, imposing such an obligation is trickier. Such data sharing also raise privacy concern. And perhaps most likely is that Google will be banned from paying for the right to be the default search engine on the platforms like iPhone. Like consumers could instead, if presented with a choice of search tools, something similar already happens in the European Union, where Google was ordered to offer consumers a choice over their default search engine on Android phones in 2018. I believe like it can be possible, like the Google should be providing, or the companies should be providing. For example, if you have purchased an iPhone should be providing you an options to choose which search engine do you want to use. So if you want to use Google, you can go with that. If you want to use Yahoo, you can go with that. So it will be completely up to you that how and what do you want to use. But the conflict is here. I believe 90% people will choose to use Google. Just why? Because it is very easy to use. So altogether, I would say Google is far easier than any other search engine you have ever come across. I have tried a lot of search engine before, but literally the interface of Google is very easy, as it has already installed by default on my phone. I will not have to install something separately than this. I will have to just click on Google and I can search it over there. So if Google was forced to end the resignations question, the main losers might be Apple. Like, but the fact is here, the two thing is like here that we have to understand. First of all, like that The court has ruled this, okay, but now the court has to come up with a solution. Like, what will be the alternative of this? That's why Google is absolutely tension free. So Google does not want to do it, and Google know that, like, they have to tell the Google that how things will work out, and they have to tell Google like, yeah, these are the alternatives you can go on with. So they have to come up with a perfect solution, which they don't have. Just suing somebody or suing a particular organization, it is not the solutions to drag someone or just put somewhere something or someone in the line, because I believe leaders literally have to provide an alternative. That what should Google do now? Because now Google is standing in the place where Google cannot do anything even it wants to do so. So the thing is here, consumers promoted by the browsers or phone to rethink their search engine might also be more willing than in the past by artificial intelligence, which is AI. And like you can say search engines that use the technology, such as you can say Perplexity, claim to offer better results than Google. On July 25th, OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, launched SearchGPT, its own AI-powered search engine. Apple is also learning heavily towards AI-based alternative. Siri, it's you can say like dim-witted voice assistant, currently functions as little more than like glorified egg timer, but in the next few months, it is due to get an AI-powered makeover designed to help users with the kinds of tasks for each key might previously have scoured the wave. So what I'm telling is like like Google may have seen some competition in upcoming future. One of the competitions Google may have seen, which is like, as I said, like ChatGPT search engine, because like ChatGPT, OpenAI, Sam Altman clearly said like they have been working on ChatGPT search engine kind of stuff. So by default, if people will be offered using the search engines free instead of Google, I think people would try to use something new now, because look, we have been using Google for the long time, and I think we may have wanted to use Google in upcoming days, and we will be wanting to use Google, like another things in the future. For example, for me, if a chat gpt will be launched, this kind of stuff, then I would rather like to go with a chat gpt than going with Google. Just why? Because I have been using Google for the long time, and now I am literally liking chat gpt. I'm literally liking AI tools to use, because it makes our life quite more easier. So it will be very difficult and tough situation for Google. I can only hope for the best, and this is what the analysis was saying. I told you everything what I felt and what I read about the Google. So thank you very much for stopping by, and do not forget to like to my YouTube channel. You might have been thinking that this channel is all about news. No, it's not only about the news. This channel is also about learning English, public speaking, and like you can say current affairs, and many more things. Whatever comes under speaking, we always cover the topics. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like it, and share with your friends. Take care. Bye bye.